Hello friends, this is Sushru Tendulkar and welcome to my YouTube channel. This is the very first video in the series Introduction to Natural Language Processing. In this video, we're going to look into a brief introduction to NLP, some of the applications of NLP to get motivated, and how NLP works. Let's get started. What is NLP? According to Wikipedia, NLP is a subfield of linguistics, computer science, and artificial intelligence concerned with interaction between computers and human language. Well, this is a programming technique within machine learning artificial intelligence where computers or computer programs will be able to understand the natural language, which is text or voice, and process them in the way we want it. Ultimately, it is going to be a computer program. Applications of NLP. NLP is among the hottest topic in the field of data science. Companies are putting in tons of money into research in this field. Now let's look into some of the real-world applications of natural language processing. Search autocorrect and autocomplete. We all have experienced this with Google or Bing searches. As soon as you start typing, the NLP engine starts predicting the next words. Such a lifesaver. Sometimes we use search engine as a spell checker too. You could also observe this in mobile keywords, where you start typing and it recommends 2 to 3 possible words corresponding to what you're typing. Sometimes it's irritating, but it's okay. The language translation. Machine translation or language translation is another coolest applications of NLP. The field of NLP has grown significantly in recent years that we can now translate between most of the languages with less error. They might not have reached human level perfection, but looking at the progress in recent years, it definitely doesn't seem to be impossible. Chatbots and virtual assistants. Chatbots and virtual assistants are used for automatic question answering, designed to understand natural language and deliver an appropriate response through natural language generation. Standard question answering systems follow predefined rules, while AI-powered chatbots and virtual assistants are able to learn from every interaction and understand how they should respond. The best part is that they learn from interactions and improve over time. Speech recognition. Speech recognition or speech to text is the ability for a machine or a program to identify words spoken aloud and convert them into readable text. Speech recognition technology uses natural language processing to transform spoken language into machine readable format. Speech recognition systems are an essential part of virtual assistants like Siri, Alexa, and Google Assistant. However, there are more use cases of speech recognition in business. For example, adding speech to text capabilities to business software, companies are able to automatically transcribe calls, send emails, and even translate. Email filters. If you're using emails, you might have already noticed that whenever a mail arrives, it gets classified into sections of primary, social, and promotions. And the best thing is that spam emails are also filtered out to a separate section. Isn't it amazing and beneficial at the same time? Yes, it is. And that's all email filtering is. And we know how much our daily tasks rely on this feature. Sentiment analysis. Natural language understanding is particularly difficult for machines when it comes to opinions, given that humans often use sarcasm and irony. Sentiment analysis, however, is able to recognize subtle nuances in emotions and opinions and determine how positive or negative they are. When you analyze sentiments in real time, you can monitor mentions on social media like Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram and handle negative comments before they escalate. gauge customer reaction to your latest marketing campaign or product launch and get an overall sense of how customers feel about your company. Question answering. Question answering systems automatically answer different types of questions asked in natural languages, including definition questions, biographical questions, multilingual questions, and so on. Neural networks usage makes it possible to develop high performing question answering systems. One of the examples of such a system is Stanford's SQUAD, which stands for Stanford Question Answering Database. It's a reading comprehension dataset consisting of questions posed by crowd workers on a set of Wikipedia articles, where the answers to every question is a segment of text or a span from the corresponding reading passage. A context paragraph and a question will be provided, and the task for the NLP system is to read the paragraph and answer the question. For example, for the given context, the question is, when did Beyonce start becoming popular? And the NLP system's answer is in the late 1990s. Now let's look into why NLP is difficult. Anyone who has ever tried to learn a foreign language can tell you that learning a new language is hard. Languages are layers of complex rules and often break depending on context. Even if all of the rules were true all of the time, a great deal of brain power is required to comprehend vague articles, illogical clauses, irony, and figure of speech. Humans are remarkably good at interpreting pieces of language that are illogical and don't follow the rules, but that's not true with the computers. Natural language processing is considered a difficult problem in computer science. It's the nature of the human language that makes NLP difficult. The rules that dictate the passing of information using natural languages are not easy for computers to understand. Some of the rules can be high-leveled and abstract. For example, when someone uses a sarcastic remark to pass the information. On the other hand, some of these rules can be low-leveled. For example, using the character yes to signify the plurality of items. Comprehensively understanding the human language requires understanding both the words and how the concepts are connected to deliver the intended message. However, there are many different techniques to address these challenges, and there have been a lot of progress in the recent years. How does NLP work? Now, the overall process involved in NLP can be broken down into 7 to 8 steps. We'll go through each one of them and try to understand them at a very high level. NLP entails applying algorithms to identify and extract the natural language rules such that the unstructured language data is converted into a form that computers can understand. When the text has been provided, the computer will utilize algorithms to extract meaning associated with every sentence and collect the essential data from them. Sentence segmentation. The first step in the pipeline is to break the text apart into separate sentences. Next is word tokenization. Now that we have split our document into sentences, we can process them one at a time. Tokenization is easy to do in English. We'll just split apart words whenever there is a space between them. And we'll also treat punctuation marks as separate tokens, since punctuations also has meaning. Parts of speech. Next, we'll look into each token and try to guess its part of speech, whether it's a noun, a verb, an adjective, and so on. Knowing the role of each word in the sentence will help us start to figure out what the sentence is talking about. We can do this by feeding each word and some extra words around it for context into a pre-trained part of speech classification model. With this information, we can already start to glean some of very basic meaning. For example, we can see that nouns in the sentence include London and capital, so the sentence is probably talking about London. Lemmatization. In English and most of the languages, words appear in different forms. For example, he bought food for his puppy and I like puppies. Both the sentences talk about noun puppy, but they are using different inflections. When working with text in a computer, it's helpful to know the base form of each word so that you know that both sentences are talking about the same concept. Otherwise, the string puppy and puppies look like two totally different words to a computer. In NLP, we call finding this process lemmatization, figuring out the most basic form or lemma of each word in the sentence. Stop words. Next, we want to consider the importance of each word in the sentence. English has a lot of filler words that appear very frequently, like and, the, etc. When doing statistics on text, these words introduce a lot of noise since they appear way more frequently than other words. Some NLP pipelines will flag them as stop words, that is, words that you might want to filter out before doing any statistical analysis. Dependency parsing. The next step is to figure out how all words in our sentence relate to each other. This is called dependency parsing. The goal is to build a tree that assigns a single parent word to each word in the sentence. The root of the tree will be the main verb in the sentence. In our example, is the root of the sentence. Finding noun phrases. So far, we have treated every word in our sentence as a separate entity, but sometimes it makes more sense to group together the words that represent a single idea or thing. We can use the information from the dependency parse tree to automatically group together words that are all talking about the same thing. Named entity recognition. The goal of the named entity recognition or NER is to detect and label these nouns with real world concepts that they represent. Some of the nouns present real things in the world. For example, London, England and United Kingdom represent physical places on a map. It would be nice to be able to detect that. With that information, we could automatically extract a list of real world places mentioned in a document using NLP. Last, co-reference resolution. At this point, we already have useful representation of our sentence. We know the part of speech for each word, how the words relate to each other, and which words are talking about named entities. However, we still have one problem. English is full of pronouns. Words like he, she, it. These are shortcuts that we use instead of writing out names over and over in each sentence. Humans can keep track of what these words represent based on the context, but our NLP model doesn't know what pronouns mean because it only examines one sentence at a time. The goal of co-reference resolution is to figure out the same mapping by tracking pronouns across sentences. We want to figure out all the words that are referring to the same entity. The sentence, it was founded by Romans, who named it Londinium. What is it here? Well, with the co-reference resolution, NLP model can know that it means London. Let's recap what we studied in this video. First, we looked into what is NLP, and then we saw different applications of NLP. We tried to understand why NLP is difficult, and we finally saw how NLP works in different steps. Well, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Keep learning. Bye-bye.